Hey guys, Duke Blue 1987 here, bringing you part 3 of a commentary of a game between myself and Thrasher. Would like to apologize for the delay of getting the last part of this video up. Been pretty busy in real life. For those of you that don't know, I am a grad student at night and I work during the day, so pretty busy during the week. And definitely took advantage of the double XP that Black Ops was offering last weekend. So that's where you could have found me. So again, I apologize. Also want to let you guys know, hopefully you noticed last video, a little bit of fuzzy sound. Figured out a way to get rid of that. I'm pretty new to this video audio editing dealio that's going on, so hopefully as I continue to learn, the quality will get better. I'm not really going to talk too much about the gameplay right now, at least. Basically just going into a mass expansion phase, and it looks like it's going to be a race to industrialization in bombers. Maybe could have pulled off a cat army, try to slow Thrasher down, but kind of hard to go back and say should have done this. At the time I thought I made the right move, so we'll have to see where it gets me. But want to talk about something going on the 2K forums right now. We're just starting a brand new set of tournament games, the head-to-head round-robin tournaments. What this is basically we divided the tournament into groups of 6 players, and each player plays a head-to-head game against each other player in the group, 2 games each. So that gives you a total of 10 games, and we have modified the rules a little bit, especially to civ selection. There is no power civs, or semi-power civs as I'd like to say. America, China, and Zulu are definitely out, and then for this tournament we've also banned the Aztecs, Arabs, and Spanish. And the reason behind this is that leaves 10 other civs, which are pretty much widely regarded as the less powerful civs, for 10 games. So you have to play each civ once for your 10 games. And the player with the most points in the group will advance to a championship round group where you play the winners of the other groups. But anybody's invited to play. I would strongly suggest going and checking it out on the 2K forums. I'll put a link in the description below this video. But it doesn't matter your skill level. Usually availability is the biggest factor for if people can play or not. But even if you've never posted on the 2K forums, definitely sign up, check that out. It's a lot of fun. I'm playing in Group 2, which I believe just filled up. I think we're hoping to have 6 groups altogether, so still plenty of spots left. For my games, I'm planning on doing a live commentary for each of them. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically me talking about the game while I'm playing it, kind of give you guys an insight of the strategy that's going on in my head. At least it's a little bit easier for me to talk about it while I'm doing it than try to reflect back and remember exactly what I was thinking at the time. A little bit concerned about if it will affect my gameplay, but I'm hoping it doesn't, as long as you guys can deal with maybe some quiet periods of commentary, especially when I have to really think or be fast on the buttons or something such as that. Going back to gameplay here, basically putting cities out everywhere. I got a boat going over around Thrasher cities. I'm guessing he assumed I had something in it because he was rushing a few archers in different cities, but in reality I just had a militia. Probably would have been smart to put something in it, but it didn't turn out to cost me anything. For those of you that don't know, the way to get Oxford bombers, I think I touched on this in my last video too, but super important is if you have industrialization as your highest technology and you build the wonder Oxford University, then 100% of the time you are granted the Tech Advanced Flight, which gives you bombers. The quickest way to get to this is expanding until you can make 105 or more science per turn. 105 is the key number there. What that lets you do is it lets you tech jump to industrialization. So what you want to do is get the technology banking either through 250 gold if you've already tech currency, or by just teching the banking technology the old-fashioned way. And then if you have a great scientist and are making 105 science per turn, you can use it to tech jump steam power to get to industrialization super early. What industrialization does is gives you 5 gold per city per turn, which is pretty much game-changing, assuming you have expanded right. Even if you have 10, 12 cities, that's 50, 60 gold a turn, and it's hard to lose when you have a 50, 60 gold plus a turn. If you're in democracy, add another 50% on top of that. Then you usually go back Tech University and then either use stored hammers for Oxford University, which is 150 hammers, or you just accumulate gold through industrialization each turn until you can rush the wonder. Personally, I think it kind of takes away from the overall gameplay because we have developed such a fast way to get to Oxford bombers that building units such as cats or knights can sometimes be more hurtful than helpful. By the time you tech to feudalism, rush a few armies or build a few armies, and transport them to your opponent's cities, it's very likely that your opponent might already have bombers waiting for you. I'd say an average game, this is average, not even a good game, is probably 300 to 400, probably 600 at the latest for bombers. And it's pretty hard to get several knight armies to your opponent much quicker than that. Even if you get it there 4 or 5 turns earlier and you happen to take a city or two, not going to last very long against single bombers coming your way that attack at 27 each turn. So one thing we've done in the round robin tournaments that I've talked about is we have banned the Wonder Oxford University. Not sure if it's going to make a huge difference on gameplay, but I'm definitely excited to see if it kind of spices up and makes the mid-game a little bit more fun, because as it is now, the best move is usually to horse rush, expand, and then hopefully you hope that your first 2 bombers. You can kind of see this game. I don't really defend that much. I have the deep sea to the right of my cities, so I certainly don't need any archers in those cities, and I have a couple scouts out in the little mainland that connects us. It's playing from behind, so had to be a little risky here, trying to catch up. I think I'm not sure if at this point have I caught up. At one point I take the tech lead. Not that the tech lead is very relevant. Pretty much the only thing that matters is being the first one to industrialization. I know it seems like I say that a lot, but it's just simply the truth. If you're the first one to industrialization, you're going to win 95% of your games. I don't care what your opponent sends at you. So basically right here I'm hoping for a scientist from invention. It's pretty much my only hope. Or hope that Thrasher doesn't have a scientist. Scientists can make a huge difference in this game. If you go 0 for 3 on scientists and your opponent gets one, you're not in very good shape if the game's close when it comes down to industrialization, since it's I think it's 500 beakers, 520 beakers maybe, and then assuming you're tech jumping, that's like another 200-300 added on for steam power. Definitely not something you can just get in a couple turns. You can see up there at the top I have a city that's banking a bunch of hammers, hoping to use that for Oxford. Actually, probably should have been working gold here to get currency, to get my 250 gold. One mistake. This game is pretty well played, I think, as far as strategy is concerned. Technically, there are tons of errors. At the time of this game, I think I had only played about 4 or 5 games before this in the past 3 months. I took quite a long break and just started getting back into the game, making videos. So strategy kind of sticks with you, but the little things, a lot of mistakes. Right here, this is pretty much just Civ Rev instincts. I knew that Thrasher had teched navigation, which is completely out of the way of industrialization unless you're actually going to use it. So I figured there was a galleon coming somewhere, and like I said, Civ Rev instincts, guessed right. Basically, I don't care about the 2 cities below my galleon, I just want to protect my production city. I've got more than enough science to get me to industrialization, even if I lose those 2 cities. And what comes up right here is pretty much terrible. You can see my scientist spawns right there. Thrasher drops in on my city. I think I've even slowed this down just to show you exactly what happens. Again, my scientist is sitting right in that city. I just think of it right now, or at least coming up shortly here, and just as I'm trying to move out of the city, you guessed it, Thrasher drops in a unit. Pretty much how you lose an hour and 45-minute game in a split second. So a little unfortunate that my scientist spawns right by Thrasher, but I can't even blame the game. That was absolutely terrible on the buttons, completely unaware, and I'm going to cut off the end of this game just because it's very uneventful. But Thrasher ends up great scientist, using a great scientist for industrialization. I Oxford for flight, and his money holds me off, and he ends up taking my cities, and there's nothing I can do. But here's a little humor for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed my stupidity with that great scientist. And I will leave you with the most advanced tip I can give you, which is don't fly your fighter too low to the ground. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.